The most discussed topic on Reddit in regards to real estate agent usually comes down to having an ineffective agent. And today we're specifically going to talk about the 3 ways that you know whether you are working with a bad buyer's agent. Stick around and I'll be right back to talk about that. Welcome back. I'm Kimberly Mann, and you have stumbled across Real Estate for America. This is a channel that is specifically for consumers, for the average Joe Blow American who wants to know about buying or selling a house. You're the kind of person who will only buy and sell a house probably 3 to 4 times in your lifetime. And so because of that, things change all the time and you don't really know what's going on. So this is a channel where we are keeping up to date on everything that's going on if you are a buyer and or a seller. If you find any value in our content, do me a favor. Click like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my content. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts at the end of this video. So here we go. Let's jump right into it. 3 ways to know whether you are working with a bad buyer's agent. And should you dump them? Well, probably. So number one thing, the first thing that a bad buyer's agent does is they don't send you any properties. You're going to be like, well, but in this day and age, everybody goes on Redfin or they go on Zillow or Realtor.com. They're finding their own listings. They're finding the houses they want to go see themselves anyway. I agree that that does happen. However, your agent has a unique perspective that you don't have. And even if you're sending things to them, they should be sending things to you as well. They might find a little gem that you overlooked. And so they should be looking for those gems and sending them to you in the list that they have for you. So thing number 1 to look out for, if they are not sending you properties themselves, even if you're sending some to them, if they're not sending you properties that fit within your purview, then you need to walk away because they're a bad buyer's agent. Thing number 2. So the second thing that a bad buyer's agent does, or in this case doesn't do, is they do not return your texts or your calls. What? They're a real estate agent and they don't answer their phone, or they don't respond to text messages or Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever it is that they use to communicate. You communicated with them and they didn't get back to you? Yeah, that's a bad buyer's agent. And here's the reason we know this. I use Facebook Messenger, but if my client sends me a Facebook Messenger message, or they send me a message through an Instagram DM, or they send me a text message, or they pick up the phone and call me, I sure as hell better be answering the phone, at least some of the time. Now, my policy is, if I'm with another client, I won't pick up my phone and I won't be looking at my phone, looking at your text message. However, as soon as I finish with that client, I'm going to be calling you back. I'm going to be texting you back. I'm going to be communicating back to you. And a decent buyer's agent is going to have gaps between their appointments in the day when they can do that. They are going to budget their time appropriately so that they can respond to you. Now, your agent may not be able to answer all the time. And for me, myself, I actually set parameters as to when I will answer my phone and pick it up. But my buyers know that. They know what my working hours are. They know that if they text me at 2 a.m., I'm not answering them at 2 a.m. I'm not answering you at midnight. However, what they do know is that when I get up in the morning, I'm going to look at those messages, and the urgent ones I'm going to respond to around 9 or 9:30. The not urgent ones are going to wait until 11:30 or 12. Whatever your buyer's agent has set, they should have communicated that to you. And as long as you are within their working hours, they should be responding to your text messages and your calls. Thing number 3, a bad buyer's agent does not listen to your needs. All right, let's be a little bit more specific on this. A bad buyer's agent is going to sit down with you. They're going to hear everything you say. It's going to go in one ear and it's going to go out the other. They're going to ignore what you say on your budget. They're going to ignore what you say on the type of house that you want or you need. Now, that's not to say that they won't show you or send you things and say, hey, I realize this isn't exactly on your list, but I think this might be good for you. However, the number one key that they're not listening to you is if they go outside of the budget that you've set. I've often had buyers who were qualified for a lot more than what they actually wanted to buy. So as an example, My market, an average home is about $250,000. I've had clients who have been like, I want something between $250,000 and $300,000. Even if they're qualified to buy at $500,000, they still don't want to buy above $300,000. And I don't make them. And I don't send them things over $300,000. I'll sit down and I'll say, if you ever at any point want to raise your price, you have to tell me, because I'm not going to automatically push you above your price. What you want is for me to show you houses within your range of what your budget is. So me not listening to their needs, yeah, that would be an evidence of a really bad buyer's agent, especially when it comes to the money side of things. So there you have it. There are 3 ways that you can tell that you have a bad buyer's agent. Number 1, they don't send you properties. Number 2, they don't return your text, calls, or communication. And number 3, they don't listen to your needs. And if you find that any of those 3 or all of those 3 apply to the buyer's agent you're working with, do me a favor, fire them. They don't deserve a job in this industry. If you found any value in this content today, do me a favor, click like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my content. But more importantly, I'd love it if you do one of 2 things. Leave me a comment below and tell me about the worst buyer's agent that you ever encountered. I'd love to hear your stories. Number 2 is share this video with a friend or a family member who you know is working with a really bad buyer's agent. Thanks for joining me, and hope you have a great real estate day. Bye for now.